All right, for the NFC, let's start with the NFC East. Uh, Always one of the better divisions in all of the NFL. I think this is going to be Dallas's year once again. Uh, Here's a team that had lots of defensive young talent. The offense is coming into its own. I'm curious to see how they do with Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator. I think you'll have a little bit more an imaginative offense. I think with Scott Linehan, they got real he was good for them because they were that ground and pound. They relied on Zeke Elliott. That allowed Dak Prescott to kind of flourish and kind of not have to carry the team on its own. I think Kellen Moore is going to be a little bit more, not exotic, but be curious to see if he kind of runs it a little bit like what Boise State had when he was there. They ran a pro-style offense, but yet they were, they had some bells and whistles to it. They need Zeke back. I don't think Jerry Jones said that you don't need a NFL leading rusher to win a Super Bowl, and he's 100% true. But I think this team needs Zeke Elliott to be what it is. Dak, as he's a good quarterback, he's not a guy that's going to load the team up on his back and carry them. They did sign Alfred Morris, so I don't know if this is just give them some bodies during camp. Maybe it's to show Zeke that they have a little bit of leverage. But they need to get Ezekiel Elliott in there. I can't, you got to wonder, why is he holding out? Jerry Jones has had his back. He's taken care of him before, and you're going to hold out after he's gone, fought with the NFL over your suspension and that. So it's kind of a little surprising there. But I think he comes back. I don't have any inside information, but I think he comes back, and I think this is a team that contends for a Super Bowl. Philadelphia right behind them. I think they're a wild card team. I wouldn't be shocked to see if they won the division. It all depends on Carson Wentz's health. If Carson Wentz can stay healthy, this is a Super Bowl winning team. Super Bowl caliber team, AFC or NFC East championship team. Their offense is basically the only other offense that you can compare them to is the New England Patriots in their fact that they're so multiple. And that's what the Patriots have been able to do, both offensively and defensively. They adapt week to week. It's not like, this is a run-based team. This is a blah, blah, blah team. Philadelphia can do whatever they want. They have two good tight ends in Goddard and Ertz. They can go 11 personnel and put a running back there, maybe Jordan Howard, and we're going to pound the ball because your weakness is run defense. And then the next week, they play a team that's got a bad secondary. So they just spread them out. 3 receivers, Alshon Jeffrey, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Okay? They're slot receivers. You got Zach Ertz too. And maybe throw out Miles Sanders, and they're going to throw the ball all over you. They can do whatever they want. They got multiple running backs. They got, different types of receivers, 2 good tight ends that can do a lot of things. That multiplicity, along with a talented defense, it all depends on health. If their guys, especially Carson Wentz, can stay healthy, this is a team that could win a Super Bowl. Once you get past Dallas and Philadelphia, you have a lot more question marks. I like what Washington has done. The fact that they got Dwayne Haskins at the 15th overall pick was highway robbery. They've got him. They're getting Darius Geis back. You still have some questions about receiver, but I like Terry McLaurin. Sounds like Trey Quinn's settling well with their slot receiver. Maybe Josh Doxson with a new quarterback will flourish with a guy that's got a strong arm rather than the noodle arm, Alex Smith, and Kirk Cousins, who maybe didn't trust to throw jump balls. But you have this big Trent Williams issue. Trent Williams wants to get paid. He needs to get paid. He's one of the best offensive tackles in the NFL, and he's not even getting close to paid. He wants to get paid, and for whatever reason, they don't want to pay him. And for a while, it was looking like they're going to have to start Eric Flowers at left tackle, and that would have been an unmitigated disaster. They at least brought in Donald Penn, so he can kind of fill in, but Trent Williams wants to be traded. He's requested a trade. they need to sign him. He's, like I said, one of the, if not the best left tackle in the NFL. You got to get him signed because you need to protect your quarterback. I think Dwayne Haskins maybe doesn't start right away. Maybe they trot Case Keenum out there initially. But depending on how this goes, I think they've got the talent to kind of, be a middle of the road NFC team, maybe pick in the teens. But if this Trent Williams thing fails, Dwayne Haskins maybe doesn't develop, that could land them picking in the top 10. I think the New York Giants, this is a team that I talked about in my teams that could be picking with the number 1 overall pick podcast. I think they're contending for that number 1 overall pick again. They've, Jerry Reese kind of faltered in his run as the GM. David Gettleman was brought in. He's had a bad run as a GM. I don't think they're well coached. I like their defensive coordinator, but they don't have a lot of defensive talent. They've let guys go, not really replace them. They trade away Odell Beckham for the 17th overall pick and Jabril Peppers, and they take a no-stuffing defensive tackle. So your receivers were going to be Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, and somebody else. Golden Tate's going to get suspended. He said he's going to fight it, but word is that he's not going to be able to win that. Corey Coleman was their third guy. He tore his ACL. So now you've got basically Sterling Shepard for 4 games. They brought in Kelvin Benjamin. I don't know how that's going to help much. He's not be able to hold on to teams that needed receiver help. So I think the Giants are going to have to rely on Saquon Barkley. They improved their offensive line, but there's only so much that Saquon can do. I think it's going to blow up for the Giants. I think David Gettleman's going to be gone. I think their coaching staff is going to be gone, and they're going to start over, and maybe they could build around Daniel Jones.